Hey, what's up? It's Tati. It's Wednesday night. You know what that means. We had AEW Dynamite. Before I do get into my review, I want to say rest in peace to my grandmother who passed away on Monday. I was staying with her for a few weeks before I moved to my new place. So the last time I saw her was on Thursday before I got on my flight, and she passed away on Monday. I do credit both of my grandparents for getting me into professional wrestling. I grew up watching wrestling with them. It's been a huge part of my life, and that's something that I've always shared with them when I was a child. And when I moved back with them when I was in college, we always watched wrestling together. And, I hope my grandmother's in a better place, and I'm really happy she brought something to my life that I will always enjoy for the rest of my life. But let's talk about Dynamite. Now, we had All In on Sunday, and then we have All Out this Sunday coming up. So this was like the aftermath of All In, but also the go home show for All Out. And real talk, it's skippable. Now, we do start off with Moxley versus Commander, and real talk, I was not happy about it. Kind of felt the same way last week with Moxley and Ray Fenix, but halfway through that match, it did pick up. Now, when it came to Moxley and Commander, it's just like their styles are so different, and I just feel like certain people just shouldn't be in the ring with other people with really different styles. So for me, the match kind of felt flat. I didn't really enjoy it. Like, if I can give a rating like out of 5 stars, it will definitely be like 2 for me. I wasn't really entertained, and I didn't care so much for this. Now, Moxley obviously does take the win. Commander, I felt like should have came in with that energy of, you hurt Ray Fenix last week. I'm going to get some kind of revenge for him. Like, obviously, he's not going to be a heel doing that, but I just felt like he should have came in with a different energy to, help Ray Fenix, like getting revenge for him or whatever. But it just felt really flat for me, and certain things in the ring just did not look so great. These two styles should not mix. Anyway, after that, we do have from Sunday, after FTR retained their titles and the Young Bucks snubbed them because they didn't want to shake their hands, FTR ended up going to their locker room. And they're just trying to make sure everything's okay with the Young Bucks or whatever. And while they're talking, here comes Bullet Club Gold, all 4 members, and also that cutout of Jay White. I don't know why they still need it, but they're with that cutout every single time we see them. Long story short, we're going to get an 8-man tag, Young Bucks, FTR versus Bullet Club Gold at All Out. Honestly, I don't mind the matchup. I just wish that there was a little bit more into this before getting, to All Out. It just feels like, okay, let's get all these 8 guys in the back and just set up a match. And there's just nothing really going into it. So after watching a pay-per-view on Sunday, and then now having another pay-per-view literally 7 days later, you don't really feel like you're being grabbed into the pay-per-view and wanting to spend another fucking $50 on it. AEW, get it together. So next we have a promo with Toni Storm. She's backstage, and she's still going on with that damsel in distress character, which I really think works for her. Now, she says she's happy for Saraya winning the women's title. However, her and Saraya coming into that match, they had a plan on how they was going to do things in the ring, and Saraya flipped the script and did her own thing and ended up winning. So now she's saying that she feels like not only can she not trust her friend Saraya, she can't trust all the other girls in the women's division as well. And she's stressed out about it, and something about her shoes hurting or whatever, and she ends up throwing it at Renee. Honestly, I do like the character. I think it does fit her, but I'm wondering if we're going to see a feud between Toni and Saraya, to be honest, with the Outcasts. Even though I'm not a fan of the group, I still think they complement each other a lot, and I wouldn't want to break them up. And then on top of that, we have a lot of rumors about Mercedes Moné coming to AEW, and a lot of people think that if she were to take the title from Saraya, that would end up helping the women's division. I can't really say that that's not true. I do think she could help, but I don't think she'll be able to save it single-handedly. But either way, I'm enjoying what I'm seeing with Toni Storm. And I really hope Saraya is ready to be women's champion. So up next, we hear from Chris Jericho, who's in the ring. He is talking about the success of All In, but also talking about his defeat when it comes to Will Ospreay. So yes, the better men won at All In. However, we do have Sammy Guevara who comes out, and when Sammy comes out, he apologizes to Sammy for pushing him after the match, that he did not know that Sammy had hit Will Ospreay with the bat to the head. So now he realized, like, if he would have known that Sammy had helped him during the match, he would not have pushed Sammy at the end. So now, here's where things get interesting. Now, Chris is blaming Sammy for not hitting Will hard enough, because if he did, he could have won that match. Now, that kind of surprised me, because that's really selfish to say, because he didn't even really have to do that to help you. And now you're saying, well, you should have did it hard enough since you did it anyway. Now, at this point, Chris is coming off very heelish here, and Sammy sort of babyface here, and the crowd is not liking what Chris Jericho has to say. Now, they're going back and forth with exchanges, and honestly, I really did like this promo with both Sammy and Chris. I'm really hoping they do push the whole thing with Chris and Sammy for a little bit longer, because I do think Sammy needs a little bit of guidance. Especially when it comes to promos. I think he's really great in the ring, but a lot of people do not like him because of the personal shit that he's brought into AEW. But anyway, in order for Chris Jericho to sort of manipulate Sammy, he says, you know what, we should be going after tag team gold, and that they should be Les Sex Gods again and go after tag team gold. So now Sammy's feeling a little bit better, and he's on board for getting gold with Chris Jericho. I really did like this. I think they came off really strong, but Sammy does need a little bit more help. Either way, great promo from these guys. So we did get a promo from Moxley. Whoever wins the main event of Orange Cassidy and Penta will go against Moxley at All Out. And I kind of thought that it was kind of weird that they would do it this way. Like, why does a champion have to face somebody to go against someone who is not the champion? This is not something that is typically done. And I felt like it should have been Moxley and Penta. But did we get that recently? No. It was with Rey Fenix. But I don't know what it is. They should have did it that way so that whoever would have won between Moxley and Penta would just go against Orange Cassidy. But we'll talk into more details about that. Now, next we do have Wheeler Yuta versus Eddie Kingston for the New Japan Open Weight title. And I'm so glad that they are putting this on the line on AEW. I think it's a great idea, and it works really well for Eddie Kingston. They have a really physical fight, something that you would definitely expect from Eddie Kingston. And you know what? Wheeler Yuta, he's that dude. He can get on your level as well. Now, since the title was on the line, I knew that Wheeler Yuta was definitely going to take the loss. But I think Wheeler Yuta did come out really great here in this match. Now, surprisingly, though, Eddie Kingston ended up winning with just a chop to the chest. And here comes Wheeler Yuta laying down as if he just took his last breath or whatever. And after that, Wheeler Yuta rolls out the ring onto the ground, and here comes Claudio coming through the audience, and he doesn't even give not one single eye look or anything towards Eddie Kingston, just walks straight over to Wheeler Yuta, picks him off the ground, and keeps walking. Now, was this a tease? Not really, but it does kind of tell you that there are definitely some unfinished business between Eddie Kingston and Claudio Castagnoli. Honestly, I did think Moxley and Claudio was going to come out and jump Eddie Kingston, but surprisingly, there was no contact between Claudio and Eddie, which is like so abnormal, because every time they see each other, they are literally fighting with each other. So that was a little bit different to see. I do think that we're definitely going to get something with these two guys. Definitely not at All Out, but at the next Ring of Honor pay-per-view. So now we have MJF and Adam Cole. This is right after their match at All In. Now, we have two things going on here. So for the tag titles, for ROH tag titles, on Rampage, there's going to be a battle royal with tag teams. Whoever wins will get to face Adam Cole and MJF at All Out for the ROH tag titles. I'm hoping that it's going to be mostly ROH tag teams that's going to be in this match. And I'm hoping it's going to be an ROH tag team that ends up winning that match to go against MJF and Adam Cole. I don't want them to use this opportunity to just focus on AEW itself. It's the ROH tag titles, and this thing should be helping bring some new eyes into ROH. So I'm hoping it's going to be an ROH tag team to end up winning that. Now, we also do have Dynamite Grand Slam coming up in a few weeks. That's later on, September 20-something. I can't remember the exact date. But they're having a tournament with singles wrestlers. They're going to be having a tournament for the next few weeks. Whoever wins that tournament is going to end up facing MJF for the Triple B at the Dynamite Grand Slam episode. So that's pretty interesting to see what's going to happen with that, especially with this next segment. So next we have Adam Cole, baby, who comes into the ring, and he's talking about his win of the ROH title and his loss of not being able to get the Triple B from MJF. But they're still cool. They're still homies. So nothing to worry about with them. However, while he's talking, here you can hear Roderick shouting out on the microphone. He hasn't even come out yet. He's already crying on the microphone. Then he comes out to the ring with the Kingdom, and they're backing him up. His neck is still braced. Now, they have a lot to say to Adam Cole. Adam Cole, who's worked with all three of these guys throughout their time in ROH, kind of seemed to have forgotten all the people who has helped him to become where he's at in his career, and you're saying that he's selfish. And to be honest, they kind of make sense with what they're saying. And not only do they feel like he's being selfish with them, but he's being selfish with MJF, saying that he's only used MJF so he can get closer to getting a shot with at the Triple B. So honestly, I can understand where they're coming from. But now, here come Roderick. He's letting everybody know he's getting in that tournament, whether his neck is fucked up or not, and he's going to win it, and he's going to do what Adam Cole could not do, which is beat MJF for the Triple B and become the new AEW World Champion. I really did like this moment. It was fun. And honestly, I kind of hope he wins this tournament. I do feel like since Roderick has come to AEW, the first few matches was okay. I didn't like his match with Samoa Joe, but we knew Joe was going to end up taking that win. So now this is a new opportunity for him to show a better showing of what he has in the ring. And I do think if anybody can bring that out of him, it would be in a match with MJF. So I did really enjoy this promo. So now we have the ladies in action. Britt Baker, Kris Statlander, and Hikaru Shida versus Emi Sakura, Nyla Rose, and Marina Shafir. At first, I was like, oh, this is a great way to get as much ladies as possible to be on the card. I like that idea. However, I found this match to be messy. There was a lot of moments here where things just didn't really seem to be on point, and it just seems like, well, what the hell is going on here? I just could not really connect to this match the way that I thought I would at first, because I was like, this is great. All these women are out here, and we get to see some of these girls that we have not seen in a while. But I just feel like it's more than just seeing them. It's pretty much them just doing better in the ring. Something was really off with the chemistry with these girls, and whatever's going on, they just need help. Anyway, Britt Baker team ends up taking the win, and we do have Kris Statlander, who was standing in the ring, and then here comes Ruby Soho, who attacks her from behind and end up taking the TBS title. She doesn't go far with it, but I like that we got a chance to see something with these two girls, because they will be going at it at All Out for the TBS title. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't really want Kris Statlander to retain. I hope Ruby wins. So we had the Acclaim come out. They just won the trios titles at All In, and honestly, I don't even know why. Now, they do win the titles, and they're having a ceremony where they're going to unveil some new titles. They said the AEW Trios title is dull, is boring as hell, and they have a new look for it. They unveiled the new titles, and the straps are pink. I like the pink with the gold, so I guess I can't complain about it. However, the back of the straps, where the straps connect, okay, they're shaped so that the straps could scissor. I honestly, it's weird, but I don't mind how it looks. I just think that part with the straps scissoring each other is a little bit on the weird side. But you know what? It's been quite some time, but since we've seen titles being personalized like this, so I'm okay with it, but I still don't like the back. But the pink with the gold looks real great with each other, so I'm cool. However, I'm kind of hoping we're going to see Billy Gunn turn his back on the Acclaim. I've been waiting for that for quite some time. All right, y'all, main event time, which was also the best match of the night. Orange Cassidy versus Penta. Now, Penta is someone that I would have preferred to see go against one-on-one with Moxley. I feel like with Penta, he's more versatile. Even though he's a luchador, he can really switch things up and look really well against damn near anybody in the ring. Now, when it came to this, I would have preferred to see Mox and Penta because they almost look like Moxley's the prize to go against at All Out. So it just felt a little weird. Now, consistently since Death Before Dishonor, we've been having BCC, Lucha Brothers, the Best Friends. They've been in a storyline just beefing with each other since that pay-per-view. So they've been consistent with it. And obviously they were going to lead to Moxley versus Orange Cassidy. Now, I really did enjoy this match. Like I said, Penta, he's very versatile in the ring, so he can work well with someone like Orange Cassidy. And I'm just going to say, like, as much as I'm over Orange Cassidy, I just cannot deal with just seeing him on my TV most of the time. He's a really great wrestler, and he does his best every time he comes out, and usually his matches are pretty solid. So that's the case for tonight against Penta. Obviously, Penta was not going to take this win, not a couple of days before All Out. So Orange Cassidy wins. And after the match, he actually has a promo. Now, Orange Cassidy, he's not known for talking. For the most part, he just put his finger up like this or letting the Best Friends do the talking or whatever. But this time, he puts a chair in the middle of the ring and he sits there. And this is probably the best time I've ever heard him talk, where he's saying, every week he's coming out having matches. He's always putting the title on the line and winning. Every time he put it out on the line, he's tired, he's beat the fuck up, but he's coming out here every week and he's giving the fans exactly what they want. And he is a reigning, defending champion. So with that right there, I ain't mad at it. That's what we like, reigning defending champions. However, he just had a little bit of a different side of him with this promo because, like I said, we hardly ever get to really hear anything from him. And he's always talking about, how there's a lot of naysayers out there who says that, he's not a great wrestler and all these things and put him down. I'm one of them. Because you know what? Something about him, it just feels like, yeah, you're great in the ring, but the gimmick thing is just not really working, at least not for me. I don't like it. He should have switched it up by now to make himself a little bit more interesting. I just don't find him as an interesting character, but he does well in the ring. So right after that, here comes Moxley, who comes out. They're staring down each other. Moxley hits him in the face. Then Orange Cassidy hits him right back. But Moxley doesn't hit him back again, which I thought was kind of weird. Because usually Moxley, he would be on fire and he would have hit back. But he didn't, and he ends up leaving the ring. I'm kind of interested in seeing these two guys together. The only reason why I say kinda is because it's kind of getting old with Orange Cassidy just winning every single thing that he does, whether it's singles competition, whether it's trios, 8-man tag, whatever the hell it is, he's always taking the win. I just can't stand predictability like this. although he's doing great in the ring, I want to see something different from Orange Cassidy. I would love to see Moxley win at All Out. Either way, I'll leave my predictions for when we get a few more matches for All Out. But guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I do think Dynamite was kind of skippable. Nothing really of importance happened, considering this is after a pay-per-view and before another pay-per-view. So for a go-home show, not great, but at least we got a couple of new things for All Out. I'm not really sure if I'm looking forward to it, but I'll be watching anyway and reviewing for you guys. So thanks for watching my review. I'll be back tomorrow with ROH. Bye.